Welcome to this comprehensive Grade 12 Language and Literature lesson. Today, we begin a 20-minute deep dive into autobiography. Our focus is the seminal work My Earliest Years by Sir Paulias Matane, a cornerstone of Papua New Guinean literature. Why do we tell our stories? Personal narratives serve as historical records and cultural anchors, bridging our past and our present. Hello, class. I'm Mark Anthony, your instructor. Literature is about understanding the human journey, and today we explore a true PNG legend. Over the next 20 minutes, we will unpack the genre, analyze Matane's childhood, and review your MCQ assessment in detail. We start with the foundations. What exactly makes a book an autobiography? And what are the specific features you need to look for? Then, we move to the heart of Matane's work, the traditional village life of PNG before European influence and the values that shaped it. Finally, we will conduct a thorough review of the assessment questions to ensure you have mastered every concept in this unit. Let's begin with our first phase, defining the genre. Understanding the what is essential before we analyze the how. An autobiography is the written story of a person's own life, told directly by that very person to their readers. It is a record of significant events, personal achievements, the challenges faced, and the memories that remain most vivid. Think of it as a personal archive. In a biography, someone else writes about you. In an autobiography, you are the architect of your own story. It is your own voice, your own perspective, and your own unique truth. No one can tell your story with the same depth as you can. The most prominent feature is the point of view. It is always written in the first person using pronouns like I, me, and my. This creates an intimate connection. You aren't just reading about a person, you are experiencing life through their eyes and their emotions. When Matane writes, I remember the gardens, he isn't just describing a place. He is sharing a lived feeling that belongs only to him. This voice gives the autobiography its authority. The author is the primary witness to their own life, making the narrative powerful and credible. Structure is also critical. Most autobiographies present real events in chronological order following the natural timeline of a human life. This helps us understand causality, how early experiences in a village, for example, lay the foundation for leadership in adulthood. Following a timeline allows the reader to grow alongside the author. We see the evolution of their thoughts and the strengthening of their character over time. It turns a series of random events into a cohesive story of growth. In Matane's case, we see a boy become a leader one step at a time. Beyond facts, an autobiography includes deep personal reflection. The author explains how their experiences shape their identity and worldview. This reflective element is what gives the genre its emotional weight. It's about what those events meant to the person who lived through them. Matane doesn't just tell us he worked in a garden. He reflects on the values of hard work and community that he learned while working there. As you read, look for these moments of reflection. They are the keys to understanding the author's core message and their personal philosophy. Why do people write them? Primarily, it's to record and preserve their life story for future generations, ensuring their history is not forgotten. For cultures with strong oral traditions like ours, writing an autobiography is a vital way to anchor that history in a permanent written form. For leaders like Sir Paulias, it is a way to document their contributions to the nation, providing a roadmap for those who will follow in their footsteps. It's also about leaving a legacy. It's a way for an individual to say, this is who I was, this is what I believed, and this is what I achieved. Authors also aim to inspire others by sharing how they overcame immense challenges. These books provide vital historical context for the future. By reading these stories, we gain primary source information about the past, helping us understand the world as it was during the author's time. Every autobiography is a lesson in resilience. When we read about someone else's struggles, we find the strength to face our own difficulties. Ultimately, an autobiography is an act of generosity. The author is giving us their life lessons, hoping we can learn from their journey. Now, let's focus on our primary text, My Earliest Years by Sir Paulias Matane. Sir Paulias was a highly respected leader and visionary. His work is a cornerstone of our literature, providing a rare and detailed look at life in a traditional village before the arrival of modern facilities. Sir Paulias Matane served our country with distinction, and his writing allows us to understand the roots of the values he brought to his leadership. In his work, he takes us back to a world that was entirely different from the one we know today. A world governed by nature and tradition. Matane describes his childhood in a traditional village. There were no modern roads, no electricity, and no hospitals in his rural community. Instead of modern technology, people relied on a deep spiritual and practical connection with nature and the knowledge of their ancestors. This wasn't a life of lack, but a life of different abundance. The environment provided everything if you knew how to listen to it. The pace of life was dictated by the rising and setting of the sun and the changing of the seasons, creating a unique rhythm to their existence. His family lived a subsistence lifestyle. They grew their own food in gardens and hunted in the bush, depending entirely on what they could gather. There were no supermarkets. Every meal was the result of hard work and a deep understanding of the land and its resources. This self-sufficiency required immense skill. Gardening in a traditional PNG village was and is a complex science of soil, water, and season. Matane shows us that while the lifestyle was simple in terms of technology, it was incredibly rich in terms of practical knowledge and community bonds. Village life was deeply centered on the family and the clan. Traditional customs and spiritual beliefs guided every interaction and every decision. In the village, no one was an island. Your identity was tied to your clan, providing a powerful sense of belonging and mutual responsibility. The clan system provided a social safety net. If a family was struggling, the rest of the clan was there to ensure they had food and shelter. Shared beliefs and customs weren't just rules. They were the invisible threads that wove the community together into a single, strong fabric. There were no formal schools in Matane's village during his early childhood. Instead, children learned by observing and helping their elders daily. This was education through experience. Instead of textbooks, children had the activities of gardening, house building, and storytelling as their lessons. This was education through experience. Instead of textbooks, children had the daily activities of gardening, house building, and storytelling to guide their cognitive development. This form of education ensured that the knowledge was not just intellectual but practical and deeply ingrained in the character of every young person in the village. Matane highlights two crucial values: deep respect for elders and the spirit of cooperation. Elders were the ultimate authorities on history and survival. In a society without written records, the elders were the village's living library. Their guidance was essential for the continuity of the clan's traditions. Respect wasn't just a politeness, It was a recognition of the wisdom that only comes with years of lived experience in a challenging environment. Elders also served as the final arbiters in disputes, using their knowledge of custom and history to maintain peace and order within the village. The second foundational value is cooperation. In a traditional village, work was done together and resources were shared for the common good. This collective mindset was essential. Whether it was building a house or clearing a forest for a new garden, the community worked as a coordinated unit. In a subsistence environment, you couldn't survive alone. Cooperation was a survival strategy as much as it was a moral choice for the community. This spirit of we rather than me is perhaps the most powerful lesson Matane offers our modern, often individualistic world. The book ultimately shows how Matane's early experiences, combined with the later commitment to formal education, shaped him into a national leader. His transformation from a traditional village student to the Governor General of PNG is a testament to the power of perseverance and learning. His journey shows that our origins provide our foundation, but our choices and our determination define our ultimate height in life. As grade 12 students, you are at a similar crossroads. Like Matane, your education is the tool that will allow you to serve your people and your nation. Now, let's put your knowledge to the test. We will review the 20 multiple choice questions from your grade 12 language and literature assessment in detail. Pay close attention as we go through each question. Understanding the why behind the correct answer is the key to mastering this material for your exams. Question 1 asks for the definition of an autobiography. The answer is B, a story written by a person about his or her own life. Question 2 asks who writes it. The answer is C. Remember, auto means self. So the author and the subject must be the same person. This is the defining characteristic of the genre you must remember. Question 3. The purpose is B, to tell the story of one's own life. Question 4. They are written to B, reflect on life experiences and personal growth over time. Reflection is what separates a list of events from a true autobiography. Is the author's attempt to find meaning in their own journey for themselves and their readers. Question 5. Subjects are generally C, achievers who accomplished something significant. Question 6. We are studying C, My Earliest Years by Sir Paulias Matane. While anyone can write an autobiography, we tend to study those of individuals whose lives have had a broad impact on our culture or our national development. Question 7. The author is B, Sir Paulias Matane. Question 8. He describes life during C, the pre-European period in Papua New Guinea before Western influence arrived. This pre-European context is vital. Matane is documenting a way of life that existed for centuries before the rapid changes of the colonial era began. Question 9. Children learn by C from parents, elders, and daily experience. Question 10 identifies B, gardening and helping families, as a common activity. This learning by doing is a key theme. In the village, education wasn't a separate activity from life. It was an integral part of growing up and contributing. Question 11. The important value was C, cooperation and sharing. Question 12 shows that communities depended on C, traditional knowledge and natural resources. Traditional knowledge wasn't just stories. It was a complex set of survival skills developed over thousands of years to thrive in our unique PNG environment. Question 13. What is not a characteristic? D. based entirely on imagination. Question 14. They are important because A. They preserve personal and cultural history. If a story is based entirely on imagination, it becomes fiction. An autobiography's value lies in its grounding in the real, lived experiences of the author. Question 15. Readers learn B. How people lived in PNG before European influence. Question 16. An example of experience is C. Helping in gardening and village activities. These lessons are essential for our national identity. By understanding how our ancestors lived, we gain a clearer sense of who we are today as a people. Question 17. Village life depended on B. Community cooperation. Question 18 defines excerpt as B. A short passage taken from a longer piece of writing. Remember these literary terms. An excerpt is a small window into a much larger work. My earliest years is a full book, and our lesson uses excerpts to study it. Question 19. Reflect means B. To think carefully about experiences. Question 20 summarizes the lesson as B. Helping people understand real lives and cultural history. Take a moment to check your full answer sheet. These answers represent a foundational understanding of both the genre and Sir Paulias Matane's specific contribution. These questions aren't just for marks. They reinforce your understanding of Matane's world and the literary tools he uses to share it with us. Don't stop at the answers. Go back to the text and find the specific paragraphs where Matane describes these values and these experiences for himself. Matane's legacy is immense. Through his autobiography, he ensured that the traditional way of life in Papua New Guinea would be respected by generations to come. He acted as a bridge, bringing the wisdom of the village into the halls of national power, showing that our traditional values have a place in the modern world. His life story is an inspiration for every citizen. It shows that with determination and a strong sense of identity, one can achieve greatness and serve their country. It also highlights the importance of PNG authors writing our own history. We must tell our own stories, otherwise someone else will tell them for us, and they might get it wrong. Literature is a powerful tool for cultural identity. By studying autobiographies, we learn to value our own experiences and find the courage to share them with others. Think about your own life. What experiences have shaped who you are today? Every one of you has a unique perspective that is valuable to our national story. As you grow and learn, consider how you would write your own autobiography. What values would you choose to emphasize? What challenges would you share to inspire others? You are the next chapter in the story of Papua New Guinea. Your education, your struggles, and your future successes will one day be the history that others study. Matane's description of subsistence living also offers lessons in sustainability. The village lived within its means, respecting the natural limits of the environment. In our modern world, these traditional values of environmental stewardship are more relevant than ever. Matane's work reminds us of a balanced way of living. We often think of modern as better, but Matane shows us that the traditional world had a sophisticated understanding of how to live sustainably for centuries. As we face modern environmental challenges, we should look back to the wisdom of our ancestors. They knew how to live in harmony with the land, a lesson we must relearn. We must also revisit the role of elders. In Matane's village, they were the ultimate authorities on history, culture, and survival in the natural world. The loss of traditional knowledge is a global concern. Matane's autobiography acts as a bridge, preserving that knowledge for us and for the future. Talk to your own elders. Ask them about their childhoods and the values they were taught. Their stories are a resource as valuable as any textbook you will ever read. In a world of rapid change, the elders are the anchors of our identity. Respecting their wisdom is not just a tradition, it is a way to ensure we know who we are. Finally, let's reflect on the spirit of community. Matane shows that cooperation was the very core of village life. It was a society built on mutual aid. Individual well-being was tied to the group. This community spirit is a profound lesson for our modern world, reminding us that our strength lies in unity. In our cities and schools today, we can still apply the spirit. Helping a classmate or working together on a project is a modern form of the cooperation Matane describes. When we work together, we are stronger than we could ever be alone. This is the heart of the Papua New Guinean way of life that Sir Paulias so beautifully documents. This lesson connects to our previous study of oral traditions and prepares us for our upcoming look at contemporary Papua New Guinean writers. We are tracing the evolution of the PNG voice. Matane's work is the bridge between the stories of our ancestors and the written works of today's leaders. Understanding where we came from allows us to appreciate where we are going. Each lesson in this course builds upon the last to give you a full picture of our literature. Look for the themes of identity and tradition in every book we study. They are the recurring melodies in the grand symphony of Papua New Guinean writing. Remember the scale of Matane's achievement. He went from a traditional village with no formal schools to becoming the Governor General of our nation. His life is proof that no matter where you start, with determination and a love for learning, you can reach the highest levels of service to your country. You are the next generation of leaders. Matane's story is a challenge to each of you. What will you achieve for your community and for your country? Leadership isn't about status, it's about service. Sir Paulias used his life and his words to serve his people, a legacy we should all aspire to continue. Matane's story is ultimately a celebration of education. It is the tool that allowed him to bridge the gap between two worlds and serve his people effectively. As you prepare for your final exams, remember that your education is a gift. Like Sir Paulias, use it to build a better future for yourselves and for PNG. Don't see your lessons as just tasks to be completed. See them as the building blocks of your character and your future contributions to our society. Every book you read and every question you answer is an investment in your potential. Be diligent, be curious, and be ambitious in your learning. We must also consider how traditional knowledge can solve modern problems. The cooperation Matane describes is exactly what we need in our workplaces today. Traditional respect for nature is more important than ever as we face climate change. Ancient wisdom can guide us toward modern sustainability. Don't view traditional life as old or gone. View it as a source of wisdom that is vital for our modern survival and social harmony. The challenge for your generation is to take the best of both worlds, our deep traditional roots and the best of modern knowledge to build a stronger nation. Let's recap the genre. An autobiography is a first-person record of a life structured chronologically and filled with personal reflections on experiences. Sir Paulias Matane used this genre to document traditional life in PNG, emphasizing self-sufficiency and the wisdom passed down by parents and elders. We've seen how he turned a simple childhood into a roadmap for national leadership, proving the power of both tradition and modern education. I hope these 20 minutes have given you a clear understanding of why this book is so important for our curriculum and for our national identity. The multiple choice questions we reviewed highlight the most important concepts. Use them as a guide for your final exam preparation in language and literature. Remember, success in literature comes from deep analysis. Don't just look for facts, look for the meaning and the emotions behind the author's words. I leave you with one last thought. You are all authors of your own lives. Every day you are adding a new page to your own autobiography. Make it a good one. Take the lessons of Sir Paulias Matane to heart. Be proud of where you come from. Work together with your community and never stop learning. Thank you for your attention today. Study hard, stay curious, and keep reading the great stories of our people and our beautiful Pacific Islands. This lesson is now complete. Review your notes, finish your assessments, and prepare for our next unit on contemporary Papua New Guinean poetry. Goodbye for now, class. I look forward to seeing your progress and hearing your own stories in our next session together. Take care. In our next session, we will compare Matane's work with other powerful life stories from across the Pacific. Don't miss it. See you then.